Welcome back, kids. I have two nutritional objectives for you throughout this challenge. Number one, I want to make you a little bit more mindful or aware of the amount of calories that you're having. That means actually looking at the nutritional facts or serving size on your food. Two, I'd like you to set a daily protein standard or a daily amount that you're going to consume each day. Yesterday, we started talking about calories and how the total calories that you consume over time is going to dictate your body weight. Today, we're going to further divide up calories into macronutrients or macros, and those are going to be proteins, fats, and carbs. Typical high protein foods are things like poultry, fish, eggs. Carbs, always think of rice, potatoes, beans, fruits, veggies. Fats are going to be things like your oils, nuts, avocados. And most protein-based foods actually have a lot of fat built right into it. Now I'm going to throw a little basic math at you. You don't have to memorize this, but I think it's helpful to kind of know the breakdown. 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories. 1 gram of carbs also equals 4 calories. And 1 gram of fat equals 9 calories. We'll get into more later about why this is important. I'm a simple-minded guy, so I like to think of things like this. Proteins are the type of calories that help you build, repair, or maintain your structure. When I say structure, think bone or your lean muscle mass. That lean muscle mass that's under our fat is the sexy stuff that helps us keep performing and looking our best. Carbs and fats, on the other hand, I like to think of as our fuel calories. Both serve a purpose depending on the amount and the type of activity that you're doing. For the most part, the amount of lean muscle mass you have and the amount of activity that you do will dictate how much of those fuel calories you use or store for later use. We'll get more into carbs and fats in the future, but today we're gonna focus mainly on protein. Okay, so why protein? As I said earlier, protein is the macronutrient that's gonna help you build and repair the structures in your body. Carbs and fats, while also important, are generally super easy to overconsume, especially when they're paired together. So think of the most amazing foods: ice cream, French fries, desserts. They're all typically high fat, high carb foods and massive calorie vessels. So on the whole, if we looked at your total calories throughout the day, most of us are deficient in our protein or our build, repair, maintain calories, and overconsume on our fats and carbs or our fuel calories. It makes sense when you think about it. Protein-based meals require a little bit more time and preparation, and typically more expensive than your higher fat and carb meals. Plus, most of us don't really know how to cook or prepare leaner cuts of protein without it tasting bland or dry. Okay, so protein is important. How much should you be having? Based on what we know right now, there seems to be a sweet spot between 0.75 grams to 1 gram per pound of your body weight. There are certain situations where you might need more or less, but let's focus on the majority here. So for example, a 200-pound man should have around 200 grams of protein per day. 200 grams of protein multiplied by 4 calories per gram equals 800 calories. So that means of the total calories that this 200-pound man is consuming, 800 of it should ideally come from protein. A 100-pound woman, on the other hand, should be aiming to hit about 100 grams of protein per day. 100 grams times 4 calories per gram is about 400 calories. So your 100-pound woman should be aiming for about 400 calories of protein per day. Now, odds are you're far from this ideal number. I find most women are lucky if they get 40 to 50 grams of protein a day, and most guys struggle to get around 100 a day. So for this challenge, I want you to set a new standard for yourself. And remember, we always want to take a gradual approach. If you just double your protein out of nowhere, your body's not going to be happy with you. But if you're currently having about 50 grams of protein a day, let's figure out easy ways for you to bump it up to around 75 grams a day. Guys, if you're starting around 100 grams per day, let's try to take a slow jump up to 130 to 150 grams a day. Over the course of a few weeks, I'd love for you to be within 20 to 30 grams of your body weight in protein. Each day in your lesson, we'll give you some type of tip, habit, or recipe that'll help slowly boost your protein grams per day. Again, let's focus on making small, sustainable changes over time. You'll find when it comes to protein, preparation and thinking a little bit ahead is key. One of the strategies we use is batching or cooking in bulk, so you have a bunch of protein prepared and you can quickly and easily take it out and reheat it as needed. Okay, that's all I got for you today. I want you to start looking at those nutritional labels. Let's start looking for things that have a little bit more protein in it. I want you to take a look at the calories and the fat. Tomorrow we'll start talking through some higher protein options and some considerations when looking at the nutritional facts.